Hey, Dr. Ben, it's Jamie Smith. Just got done reading your article and actually watching the video on how to double your webinar sales with one simple hack. I think it's a great tip on being able to switch out and have that master link that you use to promote and is linked in your ads and everything else that goes to the webinar registration page. And then once the webinar registration is done, to then link to the webinar replay page and have that URL be the same. The one thing that I think that I can add that might make it a little bit easier for you, that I hope is useful, is that instead of actually changing out the file and uploading a new file and just changing that file name, one thing you can do, and that I've done in the past, is actually use a WordPress plugin called Pretty Link Lite, and then that Pretty Link actually lets you change, set up a kind of a permanent URL that you can then change and change where that redirects to. So what I would do in this case is say you have a ClickFunnels page and you want to link to that. So I've just got a sample launch funnel here that I haven't built out yet, but I'm just going to use it. I'm going to grab this URL for page 1. Then I can go into my WordPress blog. I have a blog page set up at another domain, a domain that I control, and I've got the Pretty Link Lite plugin installed there. And all I have to do is go in and say, hey, I want to add a pretty link. And I want this link to point to, so I can give this, say I want this to be a webinar registration. So I want this to be the URL that I'm going to use to promote, to start with webinar. Actually, let's just call it webinar. And then I put in the target URL. Actually need to copy that out, sorry. So I copy that URL in there, and I can say this is going to be a temporary redirect, and I can even give it a title so I can recognize it later, and we'll just say ClickFunnels webinar. This is just going to be viewable inside the WordPress plugin, so it doesn't really matter to the outside world. And then I click Create. And then what that's going to do is it's going to create a URL then that I can use to go to. So if I want to now test this so we can see that this is actually going to go to getfitnerd.com/webinar. But if I open this and click this link, what's going to happen is it's going to do a 307 redirect to drop me into my ClickFunnels page. And then when I'm ready, this is after you've done the webinar, or say you could use this on a launch funnel. On day 1, you're gonna use the same link throughout the launch sequence in all of your emails. It's just gonna drop the user whenever they click the link into the current page. You just swap out which page you want to land on. So now let's say we go grab page 2. We're gonna grab that URL. And now I just need to go back into my Pretty Link and I edit. And now all I do is I swap out in that new URL and I click Update. And now anytime somebody clicks that link, it's going to point to page 2. So now if I click that link and open up, we're going to see it starts at the getfitnerd.com/webinar, and now I'm at launch page 2 instead of launch page 1. So you can see that this is a little bit easier way to get the same effect that you're getting there. The benefit also is that you can see that if we take a look at this ClickFunnels webinar here, we can see that we've get a little bit of a hit counter built in. So I really like the Pretty Link Lite plugin. There's also a pro version that you can do a lot more with, but hopefully this has been helpful. I kind of like this, like this technique myself, and so hopefully you'll find this useful, and hopefully others might think it's good as well. So hopefully that's helpful. If you need anything, be sure to hit me up. Thanks a bunch. Jamie Smith.